Huddle up, team, and thank you for joining us. They say the only constant in life is change. Well, here we change again. Cash indeed is king. Ta-da!
Thanks, Henny. Yeah, guys, this is kind of crazy, right? So I think it was in 2020, just a few years ago, American billionaire investor Ray Dalio famously said that cash is trash.
Wow, 3 years ago.
Just 3 years ago. My, how things have changed in a short period of time. Just last week, listen to Ray Dalio talking about cash.
Temporarily, right now, cash, I think, is a good
because rates are where they are.
The interest rates are fine. I don't think it'll be sustained that way because of the issues that we're talking about.
There you go. Cash is good. So I want to talk to you today about why cash is king. And you're probably wondering, well, how much cash should you have then, right? Well, we're all asking the same question, and we're going to get into that. But first, welcome. We are John and Tara Thorman. We are money coaches. We are here to help you fix your finances, fix your relationship with money, and the relationship with your spouse. Because let's face it, the number one stress in most people's lives is money. And it's the number one cause of divorce. And we got to put an end to all that mess.
That's right.
So that's what we're here for. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, give us a thumbs up and drop some comments so we can share this around YouTube. Okay.
Sounds good.
So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what percentage of cash the smart money is put into cash in their portfolios. Okay. We're going to be looking at the ultra wealthy. We're going to be looking at Warren Buffett, and we're going to be looking at 13 of the top S&P 500 companies and taking a look at this cash situation, because cash is king, and what they're doing with cash so that you can learn from it and make some changes and protect yourself and your portfolio and your money and improve your financial peace of mind and financial security.
Right.
Peace of mind, babe. How do you like that?
Love it.
It's the best. Guys, you cannot overstate the value of peace of mind, okay? So, are you ready?
Woohoo! Put me in. Ready to play.
All right, here we go. So, to win your money game, you need to know the rules, right? You got to know the rules of the game, and you need to have plays that you can run on offense, defense, and special teams. Now, when we're talking about cash, guys, this is primarily offense, okay? Offense is cash management, savings rate, and asset management. And so we're going to be talking about all of that today as it relates to cash specifically. Now, having cash is essential now, maybe more than ever, right? The market is so volatile, like it's crazy, and everybody is forecasting recession, and all of this stuff is going on. I want to make sure that you are prepared and ready. And what I know by talking to people, looking at their portfolios, is they are not ready.
Right.
Okay, their balance, their portfolios is out of whack. They don't have enough cash. They have too much debt. Like, this just is a hot mess. So I don't want the hot mess being a burden for you. We can do something about this. We can fix it. So tell me, though, first about cash, because my question for you is, what do you believe about cash? What do you believe about holding cash as an asset, right? And we got to examine what we believe, because a lot of it is influenced by the system, and the system is rigged against you, right? So the banks, the Wall Street, the insurance companies, they're telling you what they want you to believe about money and cash, okay? So think about, what do you believe about cash? Now, tell me if you've heard this piece of advice before about cash, right? They say, well, cash and cash equivalents are terrible investments, right? Because you get a low rate of return, and after inflation, right, you're losing money, like you're falling behind. So having cash is a bad idea. You don't want to do that. You want to be fully invested in the market, and if it goes down, that's okay, because you can dollar cost average. It's on sale. You can buy it cheap, and you're in this for the long haul, so you'll be all right over a long enough period of time. Ever heard of that?
All the time.
Stupid, right? It's crazy. Wall Street tells you, wait, you're in it for the long term, just stay invested. But they don't do that themselves, right? If you look at your mutual funds, they're churning those suckers like crazy, right? They're buying and selling all the time, over 100% turnover rate often in these growth mutual funds, but they want you to buy and hold. Crazy, right? All right. So we're not buying that story that putting cash is a losing deal. I want you to flip the script. All we got to do is reframe this, right? So here's the benefit of having a lot of cash. Having a lot of cash is really a volatility buffer. It protects you. So if the market crashes and the value of your portfolio gets cut in half, and it can happen, it has happened in the past, and it probably will happen again, okay? So if it gets cut in half and you go from $1 million to 500,000, or you go from 100,000 to 50, or worse, you go from 10 to 5, right? Things are really tight now if you're counting on that money, right? Having cash acts as a volatility buffer, because if you need money, then you can pull it from cash without losing. You don't have to sell your positions in stocks, in mutual funds, in ETFs that have seen their value cut in half, and you really lose money. You don't have to do that. The cash acts as a volatility buffer, okay? But the cash also acts as your opportunity fund. Listen, when the market hits the fan, when things crash and things go on sale, Matt, were you around in 2008? Can you remember what happened in 2008? Think about this. If it's 2005 and you knew, you had a crystal ball and you knew what was coming in 2008 and 9, what would you have done differently with your money, right? I mean, you would have got your credit fixed. You would have gotten rid of high interest rate debt. But most of all, you would have built up a war chest, right? You would have built up cash. You wanted cash because when stuff goes on sale for 50% off, that's when you can pounce. You can take opportunities and capitalize on them if you have cash. If you don't have cash, you can't do diddly jack squat, right? So we may be coming into a period of that kind of an opportunity again. And you don't want to get stuck flat-footed with no resources to be able to take advantage of what's happening in the market. So cash is king, baby. Cash is king, okay? Now, cash protects you. Cash is your volatility shield, your buffer. Cash gives you confidence, right? Cash gives you the ability to pounce and act quickly to take advantage of opportunities. If you don't have cash, you can't take advantage of opportunities. You'll miss out. If you have cash, you're the one that's going to get the deal done because you can move faster, all right? So having cash is awesome. The peace of mind, the security, it's awesome. That's why cash is king. Now, we believe cash flow is king,
Right.
okay? Because cash flow will allow you the opportunity to then accumulate cash position, right? So we want to find ways to build up cash flow.
Right.
That's what we're always talking about. Now, we want to make sure that you've got more cash on hand, especially when the markets are in turmoil, when the economy's looking shaky, right? Do you have enough cash on hand to survive a layoff for 6 months? I mean, if you were around in 2008, unemployment hit in where we lived, it hit like 14.2%. And that was awful, right? I mean, it was so bad. People were out of work for a long time. So we got to position ourselves and act right now, okay? Now, here's the thing, right? There's kind of like two types of people. There are
Savers, spenders.
and there are spenders. So, honey,
Can you be a hybrid? Kidding.
what type of person might you be?
Spender.
Spender. And what type of person might I be?
More saver.
Same. This happens a lot in marriages, right? Opposites attract. So we've got black and white, or white and black, or we got off and on. We've got right and left. We got we are very different. Like, I don't know about you, but if you're married, you're probably completely different from your spouse, right? I like it cold. She likes it warm. You know what I'm talking about.
TikTok, spick and span.
Yeah. So she is the spender. She's a giver. She wants to give. She wants to help people. And I love that about her. And it's helpful for me because I need help in that department, but I'm more a saver. And so we have this constant tension. Now, here's what's a big problem. If you're both spenders,
It's a huge problem.
yeah, if you're both spenders,
Potentially.
then you really have to communicate even more. and come together and have a really solid game plan on how you're going to spend your money, right? Super critical. I want to encourage you to love saving money and understand that saving is counterculture, right? Our culture is one of consumerism, right? Every Madison Avenue, right? The advertising, they're all after your money. They're all trying to pickpocket you and sell you the latest and greatest. And you're not going to be good enough unless you have this and all of that mess, right? Our culture is consumerism. And so you need to be aware because you have to fight against it. We got to be intentional about saving money.
It is in our face all the time.
That's right.
When you search for something, everybody knows this, you're going searching for shoes or whatever online, it will pop up. Oh, did you see this? Remember you wanted to buy this? Oh, it's not too late for the sale. Oh, we're extending the sale.
Just for you.
Right.
Act now.
Right.
I know.
No.
So I want to encourage you to decide. You got to make a decision to save money, right? Now, don't lie to yourself. Do not lie to yourself. And the lie is, oh, well, I'll save later when I make more money.
Right.
Or I'll save later after I get this bill paid off. Or I'll save later. No later. No, forget about it. You got to start saving right now. We need to implement the habits. We need to start creating the good habits of saving money, regardless of, I don't care if it's $5 a week.
That's right.
The habit is what we're after here, not the amount of money.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to be transformational in your life, is establishing the habit. Because if we don't, what we know is that when you make more money, what happens? You spend more money, right? So what happens is you make more money, but you actually save less. So you are trying to keep up with the Joneses. You want to improve your lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. You can access more credit. As you make more money, you spend more money, you actually end up saving less and you fall behind. That's Parkinson's law. So please be aware that that happens. We don't want you to fall prey to that. Cash is king. I want you to remember that. Now, remember, no cash, no opportunities, right? No cash, you can't take advantage of stuff. So what I want to do is tell you this. Cash is king, even for a pharaoh. That's right. So we're going to take a quick look at, you probably know the Bible story, right? Joseph is in Egypt, and the Pharaoh asks Joseph to interpret this dream. So God speaks through Joseph to tell Pharaoh, it's like, listen, there's going to be 7 years of abundance and then followed by 7 years of famine. So the deal is you need to save, Pharaoh, 1/5 of all the produce of the land, all the crops. Save 1/5 and store it up so that we can endure, we can get through the famine that's coming, right? So I just want to put this out there. I think that is a great example. So 1/5 is 20%, right? So great example. If you don't know how much to save, start with 20%. Yeah, I know it might hurt. I understand, but you're preparing for a famine, right? Put that in perspective. Like, don't mess around with this. Make the changes in your life so you can start saving more money now to endure what's coming. Because you don't know what's coming, just know that it is coming, right? Now, also recognize saving and investing are different. What we want to do, we want to automate the savings process. You want to start saving right now and automate it so you don't have to think about it.
Right.
So coming out of your paycheck automatically into saving, putting it into a high yield savings account, putting it into a money market account, putting it into short-term treasuries, putting it into something where you're not risking the principal and you can earn a good rate of return. Build up the savings and then invest intentionally and strategically when those opportunities come along. But the thing is, we want to create the habit and the pattern and get doing that now, right? Now, you may need to audit your spending. This summer, we did the Summer of Savings Challenge, and that was a lot of fun, right? We found ways to cut expenses and freed up thousands of dollars of cash. And so audit your spending because things get like slipped in there.
They do.
Right? And you end up spending money. It's like, really? I got like 10 of these apps on my phone that I'm paying for, or I've got all these apps on my Roku, my, streaming service. Yeah.
And then you forget to cancel.
and you forget to cancel.
Right.
That's right. And so they start stacking up. Guys, there's all kinds of stuff. So I just want to encourage you. Part of this, maybe you need to audit your spending. Okay.
The pattern.
I love this saying, right? To keep this in perspective. Don't spend money you don't have to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't know or don't even like. Like, it just does not matter. Okay. We need to focus on preparing you for the unexpected and getting you into cash. Okay. You don't become wealthy by mistake. We got to do this. It's got to be intentional. So save cash first and invest it later so that you can accomplish these three big goals. One is financial security.
Yes.
Financial security is critical. This is important. This means that you've got the money to handle your shelter, transportation, food and clothing, like the main core things for you to exist and survive, right?
Yes.
Once you get that done, then you want to save and invest so that you can become financially independent. And financial independence is the point in your life where you no longer are dependent on the job, the active income to survive. You've accumulated enough money that you don't have to work if you don't want to. Right? Awesome.
Yeah.
And then the third stage would be financial freedom. And financial freedom is even better because that's where you really get to decide what you're going to do, right? You've got freedom of time, of money, of relationships, and of purpose, right? That's the ultimate freedom. So you decide what you're going to do, where you're going to do it, with whom you're going to do it, for as long as you're going to do it. So those are our three levels, but it starts with saving more cash. Cash is king.
Right.
Now, cash equals liquidity in the financial world, right?
Yes.
And I just want to emphasize again, liquidity, cash gives you power and confidence, right? And the ability to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. You can be rich in assets and have no liquidity. The number one reason why small businesses go broke is because of cash flow management. They can be profitable. You can have a profitable business, but you go broke because your cash flow is jacked up. So you got to have cash. Cash is king, okay? Over 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, right? The stats about not having $400 even to cover an emergency are outrageous. Like, this is an epidemic. Like, this is terrible. We got to fix this. So scrutinize your spending, find ways to save. And remember, defense wins championships, right? But the best defense is a good offense.
Right.
And that's cash flow management and savings rate and asset management, okay? So we can go over some more of that with you. The time is coming, so we got to get prepared. Cash is king. Now let's look at, I want to show you the top 13 S&P 500 companies and how much cash they have accumulated right now. I think it's going to blow your mind. Let's take a really quick look at this, okay? 13 S&P 500 companies have saved up over $1 trillion in cash. And we cannot even begin to comprehend a trillion. Like, it's a ridiculously huge number. But Apple is leading the way. If you can see this, Apple has $166 billion of cash. Google, or Alphabet now, almost $150 billion in cash. Microsoft, $121 billion of cash. They're telling you something by the fact that they have amassed this huge war chest, this huge pile of cash, right? How much cash do you have? Yeah, look at that. How much cash do you have? All right. These companies are building up cash because maybe they know something that we don't. Is there a possibility of that? Maybe they know something we don't. Now, next, let's learn from one of the greatest investors in the history of the world. Watch what he is doing with his company and how can we learn from that and apply that to our own situation, right? So this particular individual is worth over $100 billion, right? His company is Berkshire Hathaway. They are amassing a ridiculous amount of cash as well. So let's take a look. We got Warren Buffett here, multi-billionaire investor. Have you seen him before? Yeah, you probably have. He's pretty popular when it comes to investments. His company has amassed almost $150 billion. And what's significant about that is that Warren Buffett does not like being in cash because he wants to put the money to work, right? He wants to buy companies, but he only wants to buy when he can get a good value. So he is building up his war chest right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, why might that be? You think he knows something we don't? Maybe Warren Buffett knows that prices are going to decline and he's getting ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready? I want to encourage you. This is why cash is king. Warren Buffett said, the biggest mistake is not learning the habit of saving properly. And that's what we talked about, right? We got to make this a habit, a discipline, and set this thing up. And then Warren Buffett also said, do not save what is left over after spending. Flip it, right? Warren says, spend what's left over after saving.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love that?
Yeah.
That goes to that philosophy about pay yourself first, right? So Warren Buffett's all about that. And you, if you're not doing that, I want to encourage you to start doing that. Pay yourself first, spend what's left over. All right, so now we're going to wrap up here with, what are the super rich doing? America's ultra wealthy. What are they doing with cash right now? So Capgemini did some research, right? And they were talking about high net worth individuals, which are people that have over $1 million of investable assets, okay? So liquid assets, right? Cash and stocks and bonds, stuff that they can move around and invest. Now, pay really close attention to this, okay? These high net worth individuals right now have over 34% of their portfolios in cash. Cash is king, right? This is unbelievable, guys. That was as of January of 2023. So you know what? I would be willing to bet it's even higher now because of all the crazy that's going on. I bet that's even higher. But this is great. That's the highest level since 2002. And it's significantly higher than just 1 year ago. In 2022, just 1 year ago, their savings, their cash position was 24%. Now it's 34.
Wow.
That's an enormous jump, okay? That should be sounding off alarm bells for you that they maybe know something that you don't, right? Now, what's also interesting with that is that the wealthy investors have only 23% of their net assets in publicly traded stocks. 23% in publicly traded stocks. That is the lowest level of stock market exposure in 21 years, according to this report. Did they maybe know something that you don't? Cash is king. You maybe are picking up on this thread here, okay? The move of the ultra wealthy out of the public stock market could offer you an early warning sign, okay? So my encouragement, my challenge to you is look at your dadgum 401k statement, okay? And what percentage of your 401k retirement money, the money that has to be there, that you can't afford to lose, how much of that is in cash? And by cash, I mean money market accounts and like really short-term treasuries, like notes, okay, 90 days or less.
Right.
How much of your 401k is in cash? And I'm telling you, most people have got next to none. They are way overloaded on equities, like 70, 80, 90, 100% in equities, and then the rest in bonds, fixed income. Like,
first of all, they don't know what they have.
Yeah,
and then when they
true
find out what
that.
they have. So it's those two are huge.
Right?
Man.
Don't be that guy
Right.
or that gal, okay,
Please.
that's got no concept. And you're just like, oh, yeah, I can, I got a long term. Don't be that. Don't lose money on purpose when you don't have to, right? Everybody, like, look at all these people going to cash. 34% of the ultra wealthy in this country are in cash. Warren Buffett, cash. Is that God calling about cash? So don't be that guy that gets caught with his pants down, okay? Look at your portfolio and rebalance it. That's my encouragement. The smart money is being proactive and defensive and looking to protect their wealth and minimize any kind of loss, right? 34% cash. So see, cash really is king. We weren't kidding.
Woo!
I hope you see the importance of accumulating more cash right now. And you can't lose, really, right? You're not going to lose money. And if everything changes and you want to then deploy money and get back into the market, you can. But right now, I think you really need to reevaluate, okay? So we're calling the play. This is us. This is an offensive play. Offense is out on the field. We're calling a play, and it's time to get cash. It's time to build your liquidity, right? Get more cash on hand to weather the storms, the economic storms of life, and those unexpected events, these emergencies that happen. Do emergencies happen?
All the time. Yeah.
Emergencies happen. And you know what? They happen when you least expect it, right?
This
Like you didn't plan for it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So prepare now. Okay. Take this seriously. Get cash. Okay. And the sense of power, of control, of peace of mind is awesome. And you're gonna love it. So we do have a video we did on stashing cash. I want to encourage you to watch that when that comes up. But please, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we would love to hear your comments. Let us know what you thought about this. If you got some ideas for future videos, we'll consider those. But we're so happy to be here. We love doing this. We want to make a difference and help you get control of your financial life. Fix it. Fix your relationship with money. Fix your relationship with your spouse.
That's right.
So you don't have to fight over money anymore, and go live your best life.
That's right.
By winning your money game.
Amen.
You can do it. Let's go. All right. If you need some help, reach out to us. We're here to coach you. We're here to support you. And we will see you next week on the next video. Bye for now.